There's a mountain in the heart of Greece, at the heart of its history and mythology, and with a summit so out of reach after thousands of years it was first stood upon in 1913. This is the story of how a group of strangers came together to conquer Olympus and stand upon its highest peak, a journey through forests, scrambly rock and epic views. And it all starts here, the village of Litochoro, staring up at the challenge that awaits us. But first, if you're travelling from abroad, then this is how you get there. Fly into Thessaloniki, the biggest city in the north of Greece, and make your way to Tel Macedonia. This can be done via taxi or bus from the airport. From there you can get the coach Litochoro. The whole journey from Thessaloniki should take you only about 2.5 hours depending on the bus schedules. I'll leave their link below. Now, back to the adventure. While it is possible to summit Mytikas, the top of Mount Olympus, it's much more fun with a group and a guide. So when Skyhook Adventure reached out to me, I couldn't say no. Now, while they did help me out with this trip, all the thoughts and opinions are my own. Links below if you want to book or learn more. Now, back to the adventure. Your day begins in the afternoon where you meet Akis, your guide for the trip, an experienced mountain guide and a great guy who will handle everything during the adventure. After a quick brief, you're taken up to the trail starting point called Prionia. If you're by yourself, you can either hike that section and add about 4.5 hours to the day, or you can get a taxi. The real hike starts here though, so I'm glad we were driven up. And now, it's up towards Refuge A, where we'll spend the night. This first section takes you through a shaded forest path and out of the afternoon sun. The path is well maintained, quiet on the Friday and full of bird songs, a tranquil start to our journey. It was here that we all got to know each other and bond as a group, where silent hiking turned into laughter and jokes. A sharp contrast to my previous hike 2 weeks prior where I walked for 11 days by myself. I appreciated the company. We were also joined by some four-legged companions, one belonging to our second guide, Alex. And despite being June, we got our first touch of snow under our feet. And we weren't the only ones who enjoyed it either. Eventually the refuge was in sight as the sun was falling behind the mountain.
Your progress is amazing.
And yet we all felt like we needed a rest, so we continued on that last little push towards Refuge A, the first of 7 to be built on Mount Olympus in 1931, and named Spilios Agapitos in honor of the first president of the Greek Mountaineering Association. We got here at around 6 o'clock, which left us plenty of time to relax, stuff our faces, have a very cold shower, and marvel at the incredible view on this rocky outcrop, aptly named the balcony. The next morning we woke up early as we had a very long day ahead of us, filled up on all the breakfast that we could, packed our gear and got ever more excited for the challenge that was to come.
This is it. Day 2, Mytikas, summit day. Slept okay last night, pretty warm, mostly in my liner, and best thing, we got the rooms to ourselves, which means we've dumped all of our heavy stuff and we're ready to climb to the summit, the highest point of Greece, home of the gods. Let's do this.
Here we began to exit the tree line and enter a rocky, barren landscape with impressive, dramatic cliffs all around us, truly transported into a whole new world. A little tricky underfoot, but that didn't stop us pushing on to the summit. It carried on like this for an hour or so until we finally reached the part I was looking forward to the most, the Scramble. Considered a YDS Class 3 Scramble, it can be more technical and exposed than you might be used to. But there's nothing to worry about here. Most people will do this without gear as long as they're experienced in climbing. But Akis is prepared for everything, with all the gear and skill needed to get anyone to the top, and more importantly, back down again.
Don't be afraid to use your butts. We are roped one to each other in a distance of 2 meters. This doesn't mean that if one falls, everybody falls.
And with that, our excitement was peaked.
Scramble!
Yes!
We start by heading down into the rocky terrain below the summit of Scala, where everyone gets their first taste of what's to come. The group did very well here. The exposure can be scary and the terrain is very steep. Each step is placed carefully as we inched our way closer to the summit. I opted out of being attached for the Scramble as I have a lot of experience on this type of terrain and I needed to move around with the camera, but I would recommend it as it is safer to move as a group. Eventually the climb to the top was upon us. This section takes you around some incredible pillars of rock and along an exciting ridge where the views below and around the mountain will leave you in awe of this terrain. And then, the reason we had all come here. You see the metal flag of Greece upon the summit of Mytikas, the highest point in the country and the goal of all of our efforts. We made it to the home of the gods, a challenge that left us all with smiles and joy. A challenge that tested us and proved that you don't need to be a god to climb this mountain. You just have to believe in yourself and put one foot in front of the other.
How does it feel to be on top of Greece?
Amazing, it's been a dream. You can see the whole of Greece. We won't do it again.
That's not good, yeah.
All joking aside, this was an exhilarating scramble on the top of Greece, testing limits and allowing us to reach new heights. We all had a great time, but as with any mountain ascent, the day isn't over until you get back down. And this meant descending a very steep slope that felt much like a ladder, known as Louki. Step by step, we worked our way down the near vertical route, taking advantage of the endless holds and foot placements and directed by our guides down the best path. But as before, the group met this challenge head on and came out victorious, deciding to celebrate the best way we could. And then we made our way towards another refuge for a well-deserved break. The musical talents of Alex, and another chance to admire this incredible landscape. There's a saying in mountaineering that goes, it's not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves. I was reminded of this on Olympus, that no matter how difficult or scary something may appear, nothing is out of reach when you push through your fears and doubts, when you take it step by step, when you reach out and make new friends who will be with you on that journey. Mount Olympus will always be famous for its own reasons, but for me, after this hike, I will always remember it for this adventure and for the people that made it so special.
Olympus!
Now, if you're wondering why we didn't see any gods at the summit, it's because they spend their summer holidays on another mountain in Greece called Pilion, and you can check out that beautiful place by watching this video here.